Hi, it's Alice Monroe from the Dan Dipert Career and Technical Center Culinary Arts class. I want to welcome you to my home where my family is cooking Mother's Day brunch. We're going to have a breakfast casserole and fruit salad. Let me introduce you to them. Beth Ann, who's an 8th grader at Bowles, and Courtney, who is the head tennis coach at Lamar High School. So they are going to start with their mise en place, which is getting all the ingredients out, and they're going to get started. Courtney is going to cut up a half a loaf of French bread, and Beth Ann is going to brown some sausage. Courtney is cubing the French bread. You can really use any kind of bread that you like. We have a French loaf, but you can use regular white bread or buns or leftover biscuits. And then Beth Ann is working on browning our pork sausage. So same way, you can use bacon or ham, veggie crumbles, any of those kinds of meats that you have. Courtney actually gets up and makes breakfast most Saturdays for us, so it's not just Mother's Day that I get treated. Courtney's done with the bread. He's going to wash his hands before moving on to the custard. Remember that you should wash your hands for 20 seconds, not just because of COVID-19, but anytime you're in the kitchen to make sure that you don't get any kind of cross-contamination or things that are dirty in your food. The custard is made of eggs and spices and cream, our milk. We're actually just using regular milk. If you are allergic to dairy, you can also use milk substitute, or you can use heavy cream if you want to make that a little bit more of a decadent dish. Now we're doing our breakfast casserole the day before and letting it sit overnight. So in the morning, they're just going to have to cut up the fruit for the fruit salad and bake the casserole so that we can then enjoy it as a family. We usually use 7 eggs. You can use anywhere from 6 to 10 depending on how big your family is. This casserole is very, very easy to make additions and subtractions according to taste or dietary needs. You can use any kind of bread that you have. You can use sandwich bread or croissants, leftover biscuits, any kind of meat you have left over, or any kind of breakfast meat, chorizo. You can serve that one with salsa or do it with bacon, ham, veggie crumbles, or make it totally vegetarian. So Beth Ann is going to grab that's a fish spatula, but it's got slots in it so that it'll drain some of the sausage grease off. And she's going to layer that on top of the bread that Courtney cut up for us while he is working on the custard. Give it a good mix, make sure that everything is homogeneous and mixed well. Also, you want it to be fluffy, so you want to beat in a little bit of air there. So once Beth Ann layers all of the meat, then we'll pour the custard over. All right, so Courtney's going to take the custard and pour that over the meat and the bread. Now the purpose of letting it sit overnight is so that the bread can soak up all that custard. This is a step you can skip if you want to make it on the day of. That's perfectly fine, or you can let it sit overnight. We like to let it sit overnight so that in the morning we pop it in the oven, and then when everybody gets out of bed, we are all ready for breakfast. Last step before it goes into the fridge is to top it with cheese. We're using sharp cheddar cheese. You can use Monterey Jack or pepper jack or any kind of combination of cheeses that you have in your refrigerator. So we're using a 13x9 baking dish that was sprayed with non-stick cooking spray before we added the bread, and it has a lid on it. You can also use foil. And then tomorrow, Beth Ann and Courtney will get up early and make coffee and fruit salad and bake this, and we will enjoy it. Good morning. We are back. The casserole is in the oven, and next up, they are working on me a beautiful fruit salad. What do you have there, Courtney?
I have a kiwi.
Okay, what else? What do you have, Beth Ann?
Strawberries.
Yay!
Orange. And pineapple.
Very good. It's like he should be in his own cooking show.
Always secretly wished to host a family cooking show, and now AISD has made my dreams come true.
So our casserole is done, and it took a little less than 45 minutes. And I knew that it was done because it was brown on the top, and you can see on the side that the egg is cooked. You can also test with a knife to make sure. All right, time to plate up and serve Mother's Day brunch. And then we garnished our salad with some fresh mint. Delicious as always. Thank you very much. This Mother's Day, I hope you take time to treat your mom or your grandmother or your aunt or a good friend who's a mom. Everybody stay safe and have a great Mother's Day.